All right, we live.
What's good? What's good, cuz?
Chilling, chilling, chilling. Welcome back to the break room. We've been trying to link up for a few weeks now, but you're a busy
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
You're a busy man. I saw recently you were interviewing this dating coach. What was she? She was a
yeah. She's a relationship and dating expert. Her name is RV.
RBFU.
Yeah, y'all can do your Googles, Google her. Black couples, if you're looking for a matchmaker, she's your person. She actually had an event in New York this weekend.
No kidding.
Yeah, she specializes in, black love. She wants to see a black couple together again, so it was a dope conversation.
Good luck with that.
Well, one thing she's saying is like, social media has us believing that black men don't love black women.
Right,
I
right.
mean, so it's a lot of different powers against that, so
Yeah, it was funny you mentioned. Yeah, and that was on what platform was that? I
fan
was
base, fan
on
base.
fan base, right? So log on to fan base and check out that interview. It's funny you I mentioned her because I saw you promote that interview, and just this morning I was reading an article about dating. It's from a woman's perspective. It's from the Guardian. It's from the Guardian, and it's the title is "Men seem to make life for women worse," was the quotation. And I know, right? We're gonna get and I guess the article was like US women, I guess in this article or column, US women share the woes of dating men in 2025. So like for instance, it's my daughter in the background. So, like for instance, there's one woman named Babbitt. She goes, I would love to have a partner, but it seems like the men are super low effort, not responding on dating apps, not effectively communicating, not wanting to plan dates. A lot of men seem to actively make life for women worse instead of better. No matter what women say they look for in a relationship, it's completely ignored by men. As a dude, like, have you seen that with your peers or with yourself, or can you understand why women would say that?
I can understand why a
'Cause
woman.
'cause I've heard that. I've heard that in person. I've heard that.
I can understand why a woman would say that, but that's not all men. It's not all men. These are men that you're matching with on dating apps. I'm 50-50 about dating apps
Why?
because I feel like it's just I don't know how to put this, but it's the wrong people on dating apps sometimes. A lot of men use dating apps just to get sex.
Right.
I feel like some women are on there looking for husbands, which, wrong, but it's just, like I was talking with the relationship expert, like we weren't supposed to have access to this many women.
Really?
Imagine you're just swiping. Yep, I like you. I like you too. I like you too. And you match with these people. Like you start date that wouldn't have happened in real life with you walking down the street. It's rare that you're gonna see a woman and hey, how you doing? Let me get your number. Hey, how you doing? Let me get your number. Hey, how you doing? Let me get your number. Like,
I mean,
so
some dudes, especially like in the city, they'll they'll
yeah,
catch
so
they'll catch
sometimes
them.
we have some wild nights.
Some shooters shoot.
Yes, I sometimes you have some wild nights, but
Yeah,
so social media technology it made it easier. So I don't know, man. I don't know if you can if you can filter out who's real and who's fake. Then yes, use dating apps. But a lot of women can't. They just take whoever they match with, and oh, this is the one. Let me take him serious. He wasn't somebody that you were supposed to take serious, though. So
well, for me, I've been married for like 13 years now. Sorry, like I'm parched. But I've been married for 13 years now, so
congratulations.
I missed the whole app scene or whatever. So like, I have a friend of mine, Ivana. Shout out to her. She would every few years she clues me in. This is Bumble. This is that. I'm just like, this seems more like a business. This dating thing is more like a
It is.
business.
It is. It is.
So
That's another thing we were talking about. They were saying like, black people we're like one of 100 in the dating app. So you're swiping, it's not a lot of black people. And even the black owned apps, they are owned by white people. For example, like BLK. You think that's a black owned dating app. It's not. It's owned by Match.com, white people.
really,
Yeah, man. So it's things like that.
I mean, I'm because listen, this is America. A lot of white folks own a lot of things, so I'm not mad if like a black company is a subsidiary to a white dude. I feel like eventually, very rarely do we not answer to, you know, white folks, whether they're peers, they're colleagues, whether they're people who are above us in the professional space. So I'm not one of those people who feel like everything I do, everything I touch has to be black owned. Sometimes like I'm like I gotta go to Best Buy. It's one closest to me. It's the thing closest to me. I bite the bullet. No, but I do understand the hyper focus on making sure things are stays within the community fiscally because the more money we rotate with each other, the better we'll grow. I get it. But back to these dating apps or the dating scene, like I said, I was reading this article from the Guardian, and basically it's women sharing their woes. Another person has said, "I'm very disheartened by the shortage of quality men. Men my age are less educated, their social skills are abysmal, and now they're running into the arms of Trump and incel forums." This is Danielle from Tennessee. Have you seen that amongst dudes like being more Andrew Tate, incel, the manosphere? I'm gonna be more conservative, right wing. I'm going to not go to school or not appreciate education. Have you seen that kind of? Can you see her perspective, Danielle?
Yes, see that perspective, I believe, I don't know the exact numbers, but I believe it's a fact. Black women are more educated than black men, in a certain age range. Yeah, I do see that. But like, you know,
Because
I'm
go ahead, no, go ahead.
I'm not gonna like for me, I just feel like when she was speaking like that, it's coming as if she has no other option. It's like she has exhausted all of her options and like all of these men are incompetent incels and it's like, no, how many men did you actually try to date?
Right, right.
Where did you meet them? How did you meet them? You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just everybody's stories are different.
I've felt that way too. I've told people, friends of mine who are women in the past, like, where are you selecting these people? Like, what forums are you in? What areas are you going to? Are you going to the GameStop? Are you going to the library? Are you going to, out of the norm places to find good people? Where are you going to? So I've said that, myself. So I get you. This other person, Raina from Washington State, she goes, and I've heard this too. She goes, I find most men my age have a lot of baggage and they're not actively working to process their traumas. It feels like taking on a partner would be like taking on another job, someone to care for physically and emotionally when men can't seem to offer the same to me in return. Now, I've heard this. I've heard women say, like, yo, another person too, they go, there's an imbalance between education levels now in the US. Many men don't want to date someone, many men don't want to date someone who's more educated or makes more money than them. There's also the Peter Pan syndrome. A lot of men here don't seem to want to grow and take the responsibility of adulthood of a committed partnership. I've seen both of those comments I said. I've seen those. I've seen women say, "Yo, these dudes have a lot of trauma. I'm not trying to heal these women, heal these dudes through their trauma. It's too much work." And a lot of them have this Peter Pan syndrome where they don't want to grow up. They want to stay young forever. And then they don't want to match me as far as making money wise. They don't want to go back to school. They don't want to go back to school and get their money up and really like commit to adulthood. What do you say to those two things? Or that whole sentiment of like, men are not growing as fast as women. I've heard this a lot.
I've heard it. I've heard it before.
I know it's 10 minutes in, we going mad deep.
No, I feel like I'm gonna just say this: we need each other. We
We do
we
need
need
each
each other.
we do need
There's
each
there is the find your career first, then find your wife. You know,
yeah.
but I think it would be better because that's another thing we were speaking about. White people, that's what they do. They get married at 25.
Out of college sometimes.
They get married young, build that family together, whatever, build together. They get to their 30s and 40s together. They have some stability. They're not struggling. You know what I'm saying? What do? We're going, getting the women pregnant, leaving them. Now they by themselves. They gotta struggle. You know what I mean? while we just go continue being young minded, go do the thing with another woman. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, we women mature faster than men. So
Well, why is that? Why is that?
I don't
Why
know.
do we always say that, like, women mature faster than
Yeah, I
men?
don't know. I didn't do my research on that. So let's speak on it.
I mean, listen, you got a sister, I got a sister. Growing up, do you feel like there was more pressure on her or you, or was it even to succeed in the household? You know what I'm saying? Like, was there standards? Was there equal standards, or was there more pressure or more expectation on one versus the other? I can honestly say for me in my unique situation early on, I always say my sister had the harder go around. One, she was the oldest, so all the kinks of parenting worked out with her first. All the do's and don'ts, all the miscues of an immigrant parent trying to acclimate themselves to the U.S. and what they can get away with, what they can't, how to adjust. They had to go through it with her first, the trials and error, and there's a lot of error. You know what I'm saying? Admittedly. So for me, it was like, all right, second go around. You know what I mean? This didn't work with her. Let's try this with him. So I can say for me honestly, I didn't feel as much fire as my sister did as far as expectations, trauma, drama, the whole nine yards. Do you feel, and maybe some people say, yo, that could also be a patriarchal thing, dude. Like, sometimes boys, depending on what household you grow up, what culture you grow up with, sometimes boys are treated like a little more softer or easier than the women. Do you,
For me,
can you see that or nah?
I can see that. For me, my sister's 8 years older than me.
8 years.
It was a big gap.
That's a big gap.
Yeah, that was a big gap. So I didn't really see my
Shouts,
mother.
shout to Eileen, by the way.
Yeah, shout out to Eileen. I didn't really see my mother like be hard on her for anything. Maybe she might tell you different, but as I got older, it was kind of the same. Like, y'all gotta clean up. Clean up the bathroom, clean up the living room. Like, I don't care who does it, but it needs to be done.
Right, right. I get it. It's just that I could see why some of these women feel like, I had to master being an adult all my life. So now I seen dudes who some of them had it easy coming up as far
Some women, though, hold on, because some women say that. You know why some women say I have to? Some women say that because their mother or their sister has another child and places it on them, and then now they're forced to be a parent, and that affects their childhood. They didn't have time to be a child. So now when they get 30 years old, you know, they
Mhm.
probably already had a baby at 19, 20. So
Yeah.
now when your child is 15, you're ready to be outside, but you're 30, 38 years old.
I can see that. I can see that. I can see that. I don't know. I feel some mixed bag. I feel like I'm gonna go back and rewatch your interview with the I forgot she was a doctor, right? A psychiatrist or psychologist? No, I forgot what she was exactly, but I'm gonna go back and check out that interview because yeah, we have to be better coaches as a people to connect with each other because I've seen like these rates lately. Like there's a fertility shrinkage going on with our generation and the ones after us where we're not connecting more, we're not having kids, we're not which
We
listen,
young kids want to live their life.
yeah, I mean, especially in this economy, I ain't got time to be paying for no daycare when I can't pay for rent. So, economics has a part to play in all this too. I talk to young guys today at my job who are in their 20s, and early 30s, and the mid 20s, and they tell me, "Yo, Mike, I don't have the time right now or money to be dating. It's too expensive. It's
So
too."
so so let's talk about that because they say this too. They say you shouldn't date if you're not financially ready. Do you agree?
I agree with that. I agree with that because the subject, the person you're dating, the woman, they expect a lot. They expect a lot. Let me tell you something right now. I got
But do you not search? Because what if you find somebody who accepts you and is willing to work?
no. I would say search though. I would say search, and if you're lucky enough to find someone who is understanding about your particular current financial situation and can work with you and see beyond that, cool. I'll root for you.
The search is essentially dating.
I think the search is dating, but the search it can be expensive because when you're dating or trying to meet somebody, I mean, I've told women this, and they don't like when I say this. Y'all can be very poor investments. And like women, I mean, y'all can be, and like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, we have to constantly court you. We have to court you by taking you out, impressing you. Mind you, forget the financial cost for a second. Let's throw that out the window. It's mentally taxing to like have to constantly create an atmosphere for you to feel welcomed, provided for, loved, appreciated, comfortable, safe. That's not a thin air. You know what I'm saying? It takes effort. I gotta make sure my for lack of better words, my game is strong. I can articulate myself a certain way to make you feel like, okay, he's worth spending time with. So I have to convince you like a good attorney in court. You know what I'm saying? Why I'm that dude for you. That's labor. That's mental labor. That's physical labor. That's labor that's unaccounted for. You don't see it as labor because it's all abstract or it's not tangible at times, but it's all mental labor that I got to exhaust. Where you just sit the date like, all right, what's next? You know what I'm saying? So there is that aspect, number one. Two, there is a financial aspect. And especially in today's economy, you're asking dudes to search and be the leader in searching for a mate means you have to date multiple women on your dime. And the restaurant bill's not getting cheaper. Oh, but you know what I'm saying? That now, fellas, I would also say this is a good time to usually use your brain power to be more creative with how you meet people.
They say, I saw somebody say this on Instagram. They say, choose the date, you choose the rate.
Choose the date, you choose the rate.
If you choose where the date is, then you know how much you're going to be paying. You can choose, you got to do your research, find some place. Hey, it might be happy hour, it might be 2 for 1, but
Well, hopefully, fellas, if you date somebody and or you're talking to somebody first, and you find out after a while that they're really into Mongolian art or something, then you can say, you know what? We could do like a little date where I take it to the museum. If there's a discount, why not? I'll go online, do my Googles to find out how to make this more cost effective of a date. Take it to museum. We could watch. We could stroll through art and learn things, and then get a quick bite, handheld bite to eat, like your finger food somewhere close by, and have like, some coffee and chill. And she'll be filled up by that much because she got what she wanted as a personal interest while talking to you. Like you got to figure out a way to finesse it. Men in general are complaining about like I said, the labor, the mental labor, the physical labor, and just the idea of I have to impress her. If not, I'm out. And do it continuously because it could be you could do this for like 2, 3 weeks with somebody and find out, oh no, it ain't gonna work. Now reset. You know what I'm saying? And you're still paying bills where a lot of men are now rebelling, like, you know what? Like in a professional world, they have this thing called quiet quitting. People are quiet quitting their job. Like they're at their job, but they're like not working as hard no more. They're pulling back from their tasks and stuff, and they're quietly quitting. Where a lot of men I've seen are quietly quitting dating. Like they're like, you know what? I got my Call of Duty at night. I got my day job. I can roll something up. I can be at the crib. I got my TV stand, my TV dinner. That's all I need. Like I'm not gonna go out to this safari of dating and
and
risk and risk.
if you're happy with that life, good for you, my
Yeah,
brother.
yeah. I don't begrudge anybody who does live that life because it's simplified for them, and a lot of men are simple creatures. But I don't know. I mean, seen women complain like this about like I have two people in my life I'm thinking about right now. Two people in my life, two colleagues. One said to me recently, Mike, why aren't men providers anymore? Why aren't men? She goes, how come men don't want to provide anymore? I said, what's providing? They don't want to set the scene no more. They don't want to go extra hard and impressing. They don't want to even go out anymore.
Just a single woman?
Yeah. Um.
Kids?
Huh.
Does
Yeah.
she
She
have
has kids.
kids?
She has grown kids. She has grown kids, and she's
How
still
many?
two grown kids, and she's still relatively young. And then maybe like 10 minutes after, another person I was talking to just had a baby with her boyfriend. She's previously divorced with two kids previously. And hold on, hear me out. And this person had a marriage where it was with a man who's very old school man, old school patriarch, not from the US, immigrant style thinking of like, dominate, control, whatever. But now she's with her new man and they built a life together and now just had a baby this year. But she was like, this new guy, not the new guy, 'cause they've been together now for a while. He's great to me. He's this and whatever. He's way better than whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool. But she was like, "But," I said, "Here it comes." She goes, "I do recognize how my ex-husband, he was more of a provider." I said, "What you mean?" "Well, with my ex-husband, I never had to ask for anything." So what you mean? If I said, "Hey, I need got it. Hey, I need got it. Hey, I need got it," like he would say, he would
All
just
they want. That's all
hold
they
on.
want.
He was he was like, "I got it, got it, got it, got it." He was like, now, mind you, he may also have 4 chicks on the side. He may
He may
ha
also treat you a little more controlling,
oh, yeah.
dominating.
Yeah, yeah, he was
There
it
is
was
gonna be stuff that comes with that.
but she was like, "And my new guy, he's a partner. He looks after my two other kids before him, taught them how to ride bikes, all that stuff. But the first few months into a year, he was very frugal with me." I said, "What you mean?" "Well, he had to make sure that I was worth the investment, so he would pull back on getting me certain things, buying me certain things, and it took a long time for me to gain his trust." And I'm like, "What's wrong with that?" She's like, "I'm just not used to that. It's uncomfortable." I say, "Yo, I don't know what y'all want."
The
I don't
mind that mindset is not good, my brother. It's not that's not a good mindset. That's a take, take, take. What are you providing him? This man is coming in. Does he have kids?
nah. No, yeah, he has one daughter in Florida.
Okay, but he's coming into your life, taking care of your 2 kids, teaching them how to ride a bike from your failed marriage, and you want him to just be cutting a check to you, without making sure, like, y'all.
She was a little more practical than that. Like she got it, like she understood, but it was just
Yeah,
to the
but no, you shouldn't even be opening your mouth to say that. You shouldn't be opening your mouth to say that. Like, you're coming with baggage. It's not just you. So I'm providing for you and your children. You know what I mean? Whether it's financially, emotionally, physically, mentally, helping them homework, ride a bike. Like, that's energy and all that stuff that you were saying. You know what I mean? So this is all investment. That's providing. But on the other hand, though, what are you giving me? It's supposed to be a two-way street. Y'all say men are supposed to be providers. What are y'all gonna give to us?
I
Sex is not enough.
I
And all these facts that women are dropping, women, I'm not even a traditional man. Okay. I'm not a traditional man. I don't expect my woman to be in the kitchen and cook. I do the cooking. I do the cleaning. You know what I mean? I do my own laundry. I can women these days, my age,
right,
38, 39, they
right.
barely cook. They can't cook.
It's definitely gone down. I would imagine
They
over the
cannot,
years.
they can't, they're gonna chicken Alfredo you to death. Those are those are the ones that can cook.
Man, I fuck with chicken Alfredo.
They gonna chicken Alfredo. That's the only meal they can
That's
make. That's all spaghetti.
that's my
So
job. It's chicken Alfredo.
my thing is they want all of this. We're supposed to be all of this. But what do y'all give us in return? A lot of women can't answer that question.
The first person I'm thinking about, she would always tell me when I would ask her that, I give you me, I give you sex. I'm like, that's not enough.
No, no, no. I don't
Nah.
without saying sex, what are you giving me? A lot of women are gonna be some women can throw in those nice words and say, well, a woman is gonna be this and this and this for you. But it's like, come on, man. Y'all are not that.
It's definitely like I said, I be getting all these like I can see why that article resonates with women because I've heard this all the time. But I always try to push further and ask women, well, what's the solution? Because Patrice O'Neal, famous comedian, rest in peace. He had a brash way of saying this, but he used to say, he was like, why should I like you? He would say, if I'm a man, why should I be into you? What do you do that makes me like you? Like like when you're like a young man in junior high school or in high school and you're looking in the mirror, you're trying your best to like practice your rap to what you're gonna say to a girl that when you see her tomorrow at school. You have an anticipation, you have an excitement, you are trying to master your craft even as a young man. as far as how to present yourself, and you want to make sure you're likable and impressionable on her. And he always says, What do you do in return for me?" In that sense, how do you get up for me in the morning? Like, what do you what's your excitement level, and like, what do you how do you try to impress me? How do you try to get to know me? How do you show interest in me? And a lot of times they're like, no, I don't want to do all that. I just want to be attained, and you do all that work of courting and stuff. And I think you're seeing the backlash. You're seeing a lot of people who are not as connected anymore. I think you're seeing a lot of people like either like abscond from dating, or just like I said, they're in Call of Duty mode. Like, you know what? Fuck these women. I'm just gonna chill in my crib. It's less painful. It's less expensive, and I don't have the pressure. Because that's another thing too. A lot of dudes are have been articulating the pressure of dating. You know what I'm saying? And that's something I didn't hear 20, 30 years ago. Back then, like, people always say, "Yo, you gotta get numbers. We're going to the mall. We gotta get to numbers." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a competition to try to chase women, to try to attain women. Like, that culture to me, I don't see it no more in these young kids. Not as much where they're hustling for chicks, or hustling to
I
connect.
mean,
Like,
it's there, but it's not. They're there. They're there, but it's just it's not the same anymore. Like, that's what we used to go to the club for and the mall for, and have a pen and piece of paper. Now they're going and they're gonna go do a TikTok dance at the mall, or you know what I'm saying? Or they're going, they not yeah, but it's still going down. There's still some young sharks out there. I believe that's what they call them, sharks.
yeah, I'm seeing this whole shark. I'm hearing the shark thing. What's a 6'7"? I don't
I
know
don't
what.
know the 6'7"
I
thing.
don't know either. I tried to listen to the song that it's supposed to be coming from. I couldn't even listen to 2 seconds of that. I was like, all right, like,
Wow,
I don't
okay.
want to be that old guy, but maybe I'm just that guy right
I'll
now.
be the old guy with certain.
Yeah, with certain stuff, I don't mind. Well, with all things, I embrace my age and wisdom, but especially with some of this music today, I'm like, I don't get it. But speaking of music, I want to do a quick memoriam for D'Angelo, for Michael Eugene Archer. D'Angelo, he passed away this week. He was young too, 51 years old. I wanna shout him out, but before I do, back in August, my man, he works in the city at a cancer hospital. So back in August, he had texted us. He was like, "Yo, you know who's in here?" I said, "Who?" They said, "D'Angelo." I said, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, they're keeping it quiet, but D'Angelo's in here and it looks bad. He lost a lot of weight." I said, "Damn, for real?" And he was always a fit guy to begin with, but yeah, he lost a lot of weight. I said, "Damn." I said, "Okay." And he was like, "Yeah, it don't look good to it. I think it's stage 4." I said, "Damn." So this is back in August, so I knew this was coming. I knew this was coming. So this week when I saw it, I was like, "Oh snap! I guess it happened." He died at 51 from pancreatic cancer. By the way, pancreatic cancer is the most aggressive cancer out there. It's undetectable until it's too late. Usually the symptoms come very late in the stage. So you have to, like, maybe, if you're lucky, catch it early by just like routinely going to get checked out, or specifically for certain cancers. And even then it might not show up right away. But it hides itself very well. And it's a killer. Like, it takes people off fast. I remember 20 years ago, 20 years now from this year, in '05, I remember a Sunday. I went to my boy Will's house, and Will was like, "Yo, real quick, come to my room, say hi to my dad. He's not feeling too well right now." I said, "Yo, how you doing? Whatever, whatever, whatever." We talked real quick. All right, feel better. Within like 4 weeks, he had passed away, because that cancer is aggressive. Like, it's strong. So I also want to urge men, like, yo, go get yourself checked out, whether it's colorectal diseases like cancer. I mean, like pancreas, like colonoscopies, all that stuff. Go get yourself checked out, because that shit'll come fast for you. But yeah, back to him. He passed away, and D'Angelo is one of those, like, as Questlove put it, from the Roots, the drummer from the Roots. There's certain black geniuses throughout history who've always had, like, polarizing trouble. Dave Chappelle's, Kanye's. There's certain black geniuses who are incredible at what they do, but they just also have, like, I don't want to use the word demons, but just, like, troubles and trauma that they're working through. So D'Angelo's a cat who came out, what, 95, I think, is Brown Sugar, the album. But he came out in the mid-90s with his album. And to me, that's my favorite album. Great album. Oh yeah, July 3rd, 95. And then he had writer's block afterwards, and then he came back in 2000 with Voodoo, and that was just the whole with the whole "How Does It Feel" single with the video, and then in 2014 he dropped the Black Messiah album. So 3 albums in what, 30 years, you know what I'm saying?
So let me speak on that. I know somebody who worked with him, and she was telling me that he was always a little special or whatever you want to say. And then when he did the How Does It Feel video, he wasn't ready to be a sex icon. And she was telling me about there was a time where Madonna had kissed him unwantingly or something, and that kind of messed with his mental, and he went downhill ever since. Yeah. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, yeah, I know, mind you, that's pretty much that's crazy. You can't be doing that, Madonna. But,
Yeah, it's right here. D'Angelo's 5 surprising revelations from
it's Spin Magazine, spin.com.
no, yeah, spin.com.
Yeah,
She had asked him to sing happy birthday at her party. One press report had her sitting on his lap and French kissing him.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I see that, and 2 sources say that ultimately D rebuffed her advances at another gathering not long after.
And then
Sources say Madonna walked over and then told the woman sitting next to D, "I think you're in my seat." The woman got up and Madonna sat down and told him, "I'd like to know what you're thinking." And he said, "I'm thinking you're rude." I mean, but you know what? Madonna has had this reputation of being domineering with men sexually. Like she was aggressive with Tupac in the 90s. She was aggressive and running around with Haitian Jack as well, a street dude. She had that sex book in the early 90s where it was her, Big Daddy Kane, Naomi Campbell, and they were doing suggestive videos or whatever. In the book, people were having sex. But and that's very ballsy. I mean, that's pretty much what's the word I would say? Harassment. You know what I'm saying?
it's
Or assault.
assault.
It's
It's
assault.
assault.
That's assault. You know,
He
Madonna,
sexually assaulted that man.
because if he went up and sat on her lap and just tongued her down and like that, you'd be
He
like,
would be
boy,
in jail.
yeah, where the handcuffs at?
He would be in jail.
Like, where are the
Well,
handcuffs?
let's not talk. We're not gonna go into that. There's so many cases of women doing that to men.
Listen. I might have said this before on here. But I was grabbed once at work. Grabbed, grabbed, grabbed. This is like 2011, 2011 maybe, 2011,
She grabbed
2012.
your penis.
Grabbed. I'm wearing my jeans. I'm wearing pants. I'm at work and I'm having a conversation with someone, and they think that I was just naturally open enough to just be grabbed like that at work. It's like, dude, like, yeah. First of all, I'm here for a paycheck. I'm here to work. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to like make
Was
money, and this is
was a woman trying to make advances at you?
yeah. She was trying to get advances at me and trying to fill me out. No pun intended. And
Now what? Now what did you do about it?
I didn't go to the authorities. I didn't go to HR or anything, or I didn't go to the office. I
Why
just said,
not?
"Good question." Maybe this goes back to the patriarchy thing where I just felt like I just shrug it off and just not be labeled a quote unquote victim or not articulate the violation bestowed upon me. You know what I'm saying? Just shrug it off, as most men are encouraged to do. Just, you know, dust your shoulders, like Jay would say, keep it moving. But maybe that deserves some like attention somehow, some way, or at least some what's the word when people get together and talk to a friend who's like on drugs?
Intervention.
Like maybe that intervention was needed. Like, yo, dude, you know what I'm saying? But
What if imagine how many other men she did that to?
yeah, I think that was that buff dude. He was on Everybody Hates Chris. He was in White Girls. Terry Crews. He's talked about how an agent or somebody one time violated him. I know Brendan Fraser, the actor, he took years off from acting because he was upset because the agent had violated him or something like that. So, you know, a lot of dudes just take it on the chin, you know what I'm saying? But it was weird for me because you're taught as a young man to just like accept women's advances whenever it comes because it scarcely comes. You know what I'm saying?
Was the woman older or younger than you?
She was older. She was older.
A lot older.
A few years. A few years. A few years. Under a decade, I think.
Were you
Under
married?
No, I wasn't. I was single at the
W-
time.
Oh, you were single?
Yeah, yeah.
Did you approach her after?
No, not really. We went our separate ways. You know what
You
I'm
didn't
saying?
call her after work like, yo, so
Nah, I was throwing off too much. I was throwing off too much. I was just like,
it's a bad look, man. You're not a lady.
nah, I'm just saying, if I could illustrate how much aggressive she would be in other ways and not reveal too much about her to people who may know her.
Nah, we don't want to expose.
Yeah, yeah. But I just felt like, let me cut my losses and just let her be because she's too open. Some people are too open and you're like, you know what, I'm not gonna to deal with you. But back to D'Angelo. Yeah, I mean that's a violation on Madonna's part, you know what I'm saying? And I could see I've heard this story of not this particular story about the Madonna thing, but I heard how he felt like he was too sexualized after Untitled, after How Does It Feel? And for that reason, he really backed out. Because if you think about it, Brown Sugar to Voodoo is 5 years, 95, 2000. But Voodoo to Black Messiah is 14 years. So he really took a break, like, all right, now I'm really gonna fall back. He had trials and tribulations in between that. I think he had some run-ins with the law. But yeah, I mean, like I said, the black geniuses and what they go through. And I don't know. I feel like, I've always been a fan of his. And like I said, Brown Sugar is one of my favorite albums from him and in general. But I do recognize how, like, memorializing him this week and going through his records again, like, we're losing more and more black geniuses and creators. And we're not really re-upping on new ones. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, so like when I was like a kid, growing up, my OGs could tell me, "Oh yeah, I'm from the '60s where we had Otis Redding and so and so and so and so and so and so," and I'm like, "All right, I don't know that era, but we re-upped a generation later for the Princes and Michael Jacksons, where I got stars now." So there's always been a re-up of geniuses, but lately, who is it? Who's the young geniuses coming up, or who is like even the big three? They're old. They're pushing 40.
Like when I think of young artists doing it right now, I'm thinking of the La Russells.
Right. Shout out to him, the La Russells. I like him, but I feel like they're living in the wrong era because they're making their product, they're getting their name out there, they're doing a thing, and they're paying their bills. But I do think that there's something to be said about having your platform on a big stream, on a mainstream, dare I say, for mass consumption to really push your genius forward. Where we don't really have that today. Everybody's in their silos. I think there's some data this week how or this last 2 weeks how hip hop is really on the decline with the charts, right? I know you mentioned this before, how music is on the decline, but it's like, we don't really have, and not just hip hop, but black music in general. We don't really have the same influence like we should have had consistently. Here, hip hop has seen a decline in certain mainstream metrics, particularly in the absence of major new releases from superstars artists in 2023. And it's like there's just a lack of declining in popularity and in music and black music. And it's like we're not replacing our legends. We're not adding more inventory to our legend. It's like, what do we have left? Like to me, like I saw Joe Budden have Rod Wave sit down and do an interview. Rod Wave seems like to me like the most vulnerable, introspective person we have today for young kids. Who else is doing that? Like, what do you like you recently DJ'd a few months ago your reunion, your high school reunion. Like I find myself where like today, like when you're DJing or when you curate some, you gotta go back to the classics more than to current music to get a party going. If you right now in Atlanta, if you want to get a party going right now, what's a 5 song playlist you're saying to get the party started or party right? Current music,
First song you're gonna play, and this is Atlanta only.
current music. Yeah, Atlanta only
First
current.
song you're gonna play if you want to get everybody going crazy.
Is it current?
Current, right
All right,
now.
all right.
Take me through there.
Who's that?
You ain't gonna hear it, but
Take me through
it's
there.
Quavo and a young girl, YK Niece. Right now it's the girls that's running the music. It's the young girls.
YKDs.
They're
Okay.
not playing this music in Atlanta. I mean, in New York, probably, but this is the biggest, like, not Young Thug, not Future right now. It's the young girls.
I know what that is.
So there's a song called Take Me Through There featuring YK Niece. That's probably the hottest song in Atlanta right now. Nothing's hotter.
YKD.
Let me look up this. Now, if you click the song, You
Mhm.
probably, if you're on Instagram and TikTok, you've heard the sound.
YK Nice?
Yes.
I see the name. YK Nice Huevo.
Yes.
Okay.
So that was on Metro Boomin's album that just dropped. You know, he
I
just dropped.
I didn't listen to that album. How was it? I heard it's
I know you wouldn't. I mean, I didn't listen to it either. I hear
but
people
but I
playing it because this is Atlanta.
but I've been meaning to play because I heard it's an homage to his
This is
Atlanta.
all the old school 2005, 2004 Atlanta sound.
That's what I heard, and I wanna give him that respect of listen to it, but I just haven't had time yet to sit through it.
Yeah.
But I
I
heard
don't
good
think.
things.
Yeah, it was a nice, it gave a lot of old artists from Atlanta, gave him a buzz again. J Money, Young Dro,
Speaking
so
of
yeah.
speaking of Atlanta artists who need love, that was a weird month or 2 for Young Thug, man. That was a weird time, a month or
What,
2
when he
ago.
got out?
Just the whole idea of the phone calls and just his expression of it
Well, all right, so look.
and his reasoning, you would see more than anything in those phone calls, you would see is his reasoning on how he views industry politics, like the whole Kendrick thing. Like, come on, man, supposed to be doing music with street artists, you know, to help us out. Where's the G Herbo song? Where's what's the one who's locked up right now? He ain't never getting out. King Von's boy, the light skinned dude. What's the light skinned dude's name? He's up on murder
Right.
charges. Music with us, with Dirk. Supposed to be with us. Supposed to be with us. Oh, come on, man, don't be selfish. And I'm just like, you're looking at music as a business, which obviously if you make money for something, you should take it seriously business wise. But maybe, just maybe, some people like Kendrick are artists first. And maybe he's not thinking, okay, I'm gonna put Thug on his verse because it'll help him sell. But the song may not feel right. But whatever, it's about money, nigga. It's like there's different approaches to this. And he was trying to say, like, that's why Drake on top, because he take care of people, mind you. That's a whole other conversation. He's more likely stealing from you, but that's a whole other conversation. But my thing is, Thug was just revealing a lot to himself about how fragile he was. He sounded very fragile in those recordings, and even the aftermath of that sit down he did with that dude. I don't know the dude's name.
Big Bang?
Big Bang. Yeah, I guess he's a very popular Southern Atlanta dude. Okay, I'm not too familiar with him, but shout out to him though for that interview.
What tape?
But he sounded very fragile throughout that whole scenario. Like I thought he was. I always thought my impression of Thug was, especially with the Jeffrey album, with the dress. I always thought he was more assured of himself and more confident of himself and his stances than what he appeared to be in the last month. He looked very fragile, and he looked like I didn't think I didn't think a man like him would be stuttering a lot and just like
I
humming
mean,
a.
but hold on. Cut him, give him some grace. Think about what he just went through the last year, 2, 3 years. Imagine you're making hit records with an artist and then they say that your company is a gang in court while you're fighting for your life, and all these people that you helped make these people rich, and now they're turning on you, and you in jail by yourself. You only got your girl to talk to, so yeah, you gonna talk. And listen,
You didn't.
if everybody's jail calls got recorded, everybody would be fucked up. A lot of these niggas be pillow talking to their girls,
I'm
so
not
like,
denying that. I wouldn't deny
come
that.
on.
I wouldn't deny that. I would not deny that. But I would
Like,
say,
what I believe from him, he said a lot of this stuff that y'all heard me say on the phone, I've already spoke to these people about. You know what I mean?
yeah, he did say
So
that.
if that's the case, then hey man, I ain't mad at that.
I wouldn't begrudge the average man, but your name is Young Thug, so thug it out. Like,
No, no, no. He's still a man. Still a man. He's a man. He was vulnerable. Nobody else would have got him to be that vulnerable. Y'all want people to have hearts and be vulnerable, and then when they're vulnerable, y'all be like, man, you too soft, man. Dang, like,
in general, I don't mind that. I don't mind a man being vulnerable.
no, we hear the gangster side of Thug too much. Like, it was a great interview, and it was a weird couple first month or two, but I think he just had to drop the music. The album wasn't the best.
I didn't even I didn't bother
Album wasn't
listening.
the best, but he did a song with Lucci, and Lucci got him on his album, so they have 2 songs together. They're both great. I like them. I think that was good for Atlanta. After they did that, there was another Young Nudie. You know Young Nudie?
Heard the name.
That's 21 Savage artist. He has an artist named Baby Drill who was beefing with another artist named Ola Runt. So they went online and Baby Drill was kind of showing like, yo, look at the DMs. It's really no beef. So that kind of started a little culture of resolving issues. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like you coming out of jail, you learn your lesson. There's a big line in the song that Thug is like, Lucci told me play it safe. All of the pigs are home, so it's you ain't come out on the same bullshit, You didn't come out, and you ready to go shoot them up, You went and you made some money with him. You did a song with him. So let's give it up for a little bit of growth.
You know what this reminds me of?
No, you don't think so?
This reminds me of, is it Chris Rock's? Someone said, "Hey, man, I got a cousin who's in jail right now, who's in prison. He said, hey, man, I'm doing good. I got my GED and I'm going to take community classes and I'm doing art now." And he was like, you could have done that on the outside. You could have done this on the outside without going to jail, not going to prison. So, of course, I respect the
Yeah,
growth.
sometimes you got to bump your head.
But I'm like, dude, bodies were dropped, I think, for the Lucci and Doug drama. You know what I'm saying? Think about those families. Like,
that's why there's some counterparts, maybe the Lil Woodies and, YSL.
They're not rocking with it.
They saying the exact, but even them is flip flop because there's in one breath, they're saying, yeah, man, the families like they shot at each other. And people died. That ain't cool. I could never be cool with them. But then you might see him with a post that says, "We love Young Thug." You know what I mean? So it's like, man.
I think growth is what should be strive for. So it's like, yeah, you want to see people mend fences and build connections and really put their resources to better use. And if you want to collaborate, that's good. I also feel like I just feel like it should be a warning sign that Thug should be consistently preaching to people younger than him. Don't be like me. Don't have to bump your head to learn a lesson. You know what I'm saying? Observe what happened
Well, I
to
think
me.
that's what the community service got him on. I just saw him with some kids or something. He went to a school or something like that. So I think part of his sentencing, he has to speak to the kids and things like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, speaking of people crashing out, I know you've been telling me like you want to speak about Nicki Minaj crashing out. So I'll give you the floor. What's going on?
So y'all know Nicki Minaj was online. She had another little feud with Cardi B
Right.
recently. And she's just been throwing shots at a lot of people. Jay-Z,
Rock Nation, Jay-Z.
What's the lady name?
Some person.
Something. The lady there. Oh, a lot of wild stuff was said. She was talking about culture. She called Cardi B's child ugly.
Yeah, she was wilding.
A lot of shit.
Wilding. Poor taste.
Cardi B said that she really suffers from bipolar.
I can see that. I mean, I ain't no doctor, but I can see that.
I ain't a doctor either, but she said she has certain hood niggas, blood niggas that hang with Nicki and they come over there to Cardi and tell her all the tea.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how she figured that out. But with Nicki, I want to know, Nicki wants to be the only star. She wants to be the biggest female artist. She doesn't want anybody else to have any limelight.
Right.
So when this was going on, I said, damn, again? Like she's going back and forth with Cardi again. She's going back and forth with somebody again. So I said, let me go to ChatGPT and look up how many different people she's had feuds with.
Right.
Female artists.
Right.
So I'm just going to go down a little list. So the first one that we all remember, probably the most.
Kim?
Yeah, Kim. But even that is like, she's not being honest with herself about that, right?
Who's she?
Nicki.
Right.
Nicki is not being honest with that situation. Nicki, let's look at Little Kim's album cover. Iconic poster. Nicki Minaj, you did that after.
Right.
You did something similar to that after with the lollipop, I believe.
One, yes. Two, there was a discrepancy over that. There was a talk up. There was a
No, no, I'm bringing that up to say, how could
influence.
you exactly? How could you have anything bad to say about Little Kim?
Right, 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 right. You
You influenced you.
should be an
There
homage.
wasn't a lot of black female artists like that back
Right,
in the day. So she was an influence to you. How did you take that picture? You know, so you're feuding with Nicki. You know, Kim came out and basically said like you stealing my style,
right,
whatever. That was that. Which I feel like Nicki, you don't have a leg to stand on with that argument.
right.
Kim wins that argument. You were influenced by Kim. So I'll just say it. You were hating. You were
Yeah,
hating.
yeah.
All
Hating.
right, cool. Remy Ma.
Oh yeah.
You're beefing with Remy Ma.
Oh yes.
You're throwing little jabs. And who know Remy Ma gets out of jail
Yep.
and she starts buzzing. So you say what you throw your little shots at her. I think she dropped no. Yeah, Remy dropped Sheether
She did. I remember that day. I remember
and
that day.
she killed her
Oh yeah.
lyrically. Then Nicki went back with no frauds.
I don't remember that.
You know, that wasn't that big. But now you hating on Kim because Kim called you out on your bullshit. Now you hating on Remy because she's getting a little bit of shine,
Yep.
right? Okay. Then Mariah Carey.
Mariah?
Mariah Carey.
How?
They were on American Idol.
They-
They were on American Idol, and Nikki just could not stand that she was not the only female icon.
Mind you, as like an accomplished
Mariah has done this before you when you was a baby.
and
She
Mariah's
was getting plaques.
a real vocalist, mind you.
Real vocalist selling real records, not streams.
Yeah.
All right.
For decades, but go ahead.
Nikki went on to call Mariah bitter. Mariah threw her little shade, but there was really nothing there. You were just mad that you weren't the only icon.
Sidebar, just so you know this, I'm biased as hell when it comes to Mariah Carey. I'm a Mariah Carey
Okay.
stan, fanatic. I'm a stan, but go ahead.
We're gonna go back to that. Gonna go back to that. Then Iggy Azalea. We won't have to go big on that.
Gosh.
We know Iggy is crazy.
I almost said who?
Yeah. You know, Nikki threw a little, but this is all because Iggy started getting a little shine. And then Nikki went on, BET Awards and said a little slick line about writing their own raps. So you were upset because she's getting shine. Now, then Miley Cyrus. That was some little bullshit.
Yeah, mostly. Yeah. Molly
V-
was good.
Miley was good, VMA shit,
Was
but
good. I was like, change the channel.
don't want to pick. You want to pick on the little white girl.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Then the biggest, Cardi B, right?
So it was a real threat.
Cardi B comes out. Now, Cardi B is winning from social media. She's up and
Absolutely.
coming. She's being relatable. Hood chick. She's like, yo, I'm from the hood. Like, I'm a stripper. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna be on here with my bonnet. Like, real BX chick. Nikki, you didn't like that. You didn't like she's getting a fan base. You don't like that. You don't like
Organic.
organically. Then I dropped Bodak Yellow. I got the streets going crazy. Cardi B, Cardi B, Cardi B.
Mm-hmm.
Now you popping shit. Now you mad. You mad at me. Why you mad at me? I'm just a rapper. I'm a female rapper coming up in the game. You mad at me? All right, well, I'm the real hood bitch, right? I'm gonna show you what's up. I'm gonna see you when I see you. And guess what? I see you at the Met Gala.
Press you.
And I press you. You don't want to do nothing though. Well, you
Yeah.
don't really want to fight. Yeah, we could argue that's not the place, but if it's on site,
It's on site.
right? Either way, you acted like you didn't want no problem.
Right. 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 I agree. So far, I'm with you.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So you really there's nobody can boil down the exact reason why you don't like Cardi B.
There's nothing tangible or concrete.
Cardi B never name dropped you, nothing. Before all the drama on Twitter and all, Cardi B you just didn't like her because she was hot. She's hot. But here comes another female rapper from BX hood chick, young, got the streets on fire. Ice Spice. Ice Spice comes out, but Ice Spice is on your dick. Ice
Oh yeah.
Spice is bowing down to you. Yes, Nicki, I'm a barb. So what do y'all go? So you grab her, you pull a Jay-Z move and you grab her and you go do the Barbie song. Now, who knows? Maybe Barbie came to y'all and did this, but I believe Ice Spice said Nicki went and got her for that feature.
Mm.
But you needed the young, you needed who's hot and young, you know?
Right, right, right.
So you tried to sign her. She was already signed by two people, so she didn't sign to you. And you start throwing shade at her.
I didn't even know that. I can't keep up with her scorecard. I didn't even know
This is what I'm
that.
saying. Like, it's too much. It's too much. Nikki, you're a hater. I didn't even see what Charlemagne was saying, but I believe Charlemagne gave her Donkey of the Day
Probably.
that weekend. Because it's too much. You've hated on everybody. I believe she said some words to like JT or
Something like that.
one of them from the City Girls. Like, you don't like any female artists
Which is a shame because
that's rapping.
right, that's rapping. Right. It's a shame because you should be an elder statesman now. You should be
Come on. Come
like,
on.
you know what I'm saying? Like you should be
Come on.
somebody who's ingratiating people and bringing them in and teaching them the game. But
She could be the Drake of the females and boost it. Every young woman would want a Nicki Minaj feature.
she should have done that. That's partially how Drake would outlive certain years. You know what I'm saying? By continuing to tap in and have charting success with other people, just be a feature. So like, what's his name? What's his name is working a retail job now? What's his name? McConan. I saw it, McConan.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah.
working a retail job now, but I'm sure Drake on a set will still perform Tuesday verse. You know what I'm saying? So it worked out for him. You know what I'm saying? But so yeah, it's all about how you leverage your influence and status to connect with younger ones and keep pushing. But like to what you're alluding to, it seems like she has this inability to really humble herself and do the work to see how much she's her own detriment right now to her success or to her likability. Me personally, I have a hot take. I think Nicki Minaj one of the most overrated rappers I've ever heard. I think she's severely overrated. I think when the people say she's the best female MC, I'm like, is she really?
No,
Is
because
she really?
there are females like Tierra Whack that I will listen to 1,000 times over Nicki.
She's
When if I want to hear bars.
I take nothing away from her success. She's successful. She is a success to her career as far as what she was able to do. She came in on the right team. You know, she struck the pot. She struck the pot while it was hot, or the iron while it was hot, and she made records that her fan base loves, which I don't really care for. The only Nicki Minaj song I kind of like favor is Moment for Life. And that's the first album. Anything else, you can throw it out and I wouldn't care. I don't care. Like, to me, she's irrelevant to my music, to my taste or choice. But Cardi B just dropped the album, last month, and you saw all this.
Horrible sampling, by the way. Imaginary Players, horrible song.
I did not like that she chose that song. I did not like that she chose that same flow, cadence. I didn't see the point of it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see the point of it. I think if you wanted a boom bap rapping song, you could have just like instead of doing a remake, just do something new and original with the Griselda feature or something. You know what I'm saying? That's how you could show the world. Hey, I'm tapped in. But to me, Imaginary Players was like it felt like a
Reach. It was a reach. It was we need a hit. What can we do?
no, it's gonna be an oxymoron. It's gonna be an oxymoron. But it felt like an effortless reach. So like it was a reach, but with no effort. Like it's just like
Yeah,
I'm just like, we didn't need this. People seem to like the album though. People seem to like it. I don't really care for it too much.
I didn't
Uh,
listen to it. Did Kia listen to it?
yeah, I think she liked it. I think she did. But
I think anybody Latino is gonna ride for.
well, she definitely has a song on there that's pays homage to Tipico, which is like a very like, folksy, high BPM type of country DR genre music. So she definitely showed love a little bit to her origins, but it was definitely spread out. It was definitely I don't know. It was a bit much. I didn't really care for it. I did not.
Did you listen to Memphis Bleak album?
He has one. A new, something new.
I didn't listen to I skimmed through a couple songs, but my man was telling me like, yo, Memphis Bleak dropped the album. Everybody's going crazy over it. So yeah, man, he just dropped the album.
He
So check
did.
yeah.
And mind you, I'm someone who I'll say his first 2 or 3 albums I used to play in high school. Like I like them. So like I don't mean that like to no don't know dirt or smut on his name or try to play him. It's just I didn't know I know he has a podcast he does, but I didn't know he was actually making music still. So for that, I'll go back and check. There's been so much music coming out. Like Nas has those 7 albums, from artists like De La Soul's coming out soon. Mobb Deep just dropped. He did a Slick Rick
I
album.
want to check out that Mob Deep shit.
I heard listen to the first few songs. It sounded cool. It's just that when people do posthumous stuff and take verses that are even if they're unreleased verses, never heard, so they're new to you as a listener, it still feels weird because you can tell how like this verse was just placed here, but how do you know he would have said these words to this beat? How do
Yeah.
you like that? Sometimes music also is
A
about
lot of times.
it's about the feeling and how the original intention of the artist listening to a
That
song.
brings it out of you. The
Yeah,
feeling when you hear that, that makes you
yeah,
think
yeah.
about what you want to say
Say,
on.
yeah. So it's more personalized, and you can feel that personalization a lot of times when it's real intentioned or intentional music for a song for a track. But we just placing verses here and there. It's like you can hear it. You can hear like this is soulless in a way. It's soulless. So I have an issue with that when it comes to posthumous. So I took it with a grain of salt, but I'm gonna play it still for the beats and stuff. But other than that, I mean, yeah, has been on this run. Nas, he's been releasing albums for different artists like Rick and whoever. But I don't know. I mean, I'm not really checking for anything right now in particular because it's so dry. But you were saying how like nowadays you can't even trust music because there's a lot of bots now confirmed. Pushing
I
streams.
mean, that's what I want everybody to take away from the Drake lawsuit. That all the back and forth and this and that. That's what everybody should have taken away from the lawsuit is that
And the dismissal.
it is confirmed that artists use bots and purchase bots. Even Young Thug, everybody was focusing on him snitching and blah, blah, blah. No, he said they purchased a bot pack for Gunna, and that's
Yeah,
how his album got there. So that's what everybody needs to understand. This is a numbers. This is manipulation. They manipulate and money talks, and you can make a album go number one if you have the right money.
yeah. I think Doug has said he spent like $20,000 or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think maybe more, but whatever it is. Yeah, man. So it's just it's fake. I don't like this streaming era of music.
Me neither.
Once again, like what does it we can Google what does this one stream equal
Right,
in dollars? It's like point zero to whatever, right?
right. Something like that, depending on the service.
Right?
Whether yeah,
But who agreed on that?
right. Who agreed on that? Right.
Did all the artists agree on that? Because at one point it was CDs where there was an average price where it's going to cost you X amount to print it. So we got to sell it for X amount and artists can get this. But now it's not like that. Now it's the streaming stuff and you got to stream. Like Snoop spoke about it. I forgot how much it was, but sold however much million and only made 40,000 or something
Yeah, I
like.
remember. I remember seeing that quote in that clip. Yeah, I mean, tangible media is always more valuable to me. Christopher Nolan, the film director from Batman Begins and Dark Knight to Oppenheimer, etc. He's always preaching that like you should buy your media, buy your films, your albums, buy your stuff because once it's gone, it's gone. This past spring, the third of a trilogy, 28 years later, came out, the zombie movie. But for 2 years prior, I know for years prior, you couldn't watch the original movie from '02, 28 days later, because there was some litigation or some limbo with between the distributor and the publisher of that film. So like it was like you can't even buy it. You can I'm sorry, you couldn't stream it anymore. So you had to like really look for an old DVD to buy it. And the DVDs are not in abundance anymore. So it's like people couldn't watch it for a while, but finally with the trilogy coming out, they had to find a way to get it back out to people to refresh their minds. But it's like you're beholden to these companies to like either provide you with content or not. And that's dangerous that the consumer has lost power as far as when and how they can consume their product, is that you? No, you good. Which is why damn, I was gonna say, oh, which is why never fully embraced MP3 file sharing. You know, I grew up off of Napster and later LimeWire and Kazaa and all that stuff, and I would use it when I needed to, but I always still purchase music because I'm like, you need to still purchase products so they still come back to you down the road. If you just stop purchasing a product, that business will close down, and I feel like part of the reason why we have this situation of lack of artistry and lack of black geniuses is because we sold out and we devalued music. You know what I'm saying? We devalued it. Yo, you talk to any young kid today and ask them, "Did you buy that album?" They're like, "You crazy?" Like they don't really have that same connection with treating art like that, treating music as art. You know, I think we fucked up as a culture and as a community by embracing the well, first MP3 illegal file sharing, and then streaming. But that's my hot take. That's me. But yeah, but real quick, the Drake dismissal. The Drake dismissal is what I'll say.
He lost in the streets and in
Oh my
court.
God, yeah, yeah. He lost the black way and the white way. I feel like my he's appealing. Feel like, dude, it was a long shot to begin with because I've always heard from a legal sense, it's very hard to it's pretty difficult to prove what's it called? Not slander,
Defamation.
defamation. It's hard. It's hard. It's a hard thing because especially in the world of art, whether it's
There's
right,
no way that he could have proven defamation if he didn't lose any deals, ticket sales. And
right,
he
right.
went on to sell and do this
Yeah,
concert and all of that. How can you prove that you defamed him? You didn't defame him.
right, right. You just got outworked. Got outworked. That's all that was.
And the court, I forgot exactly what they said, but they basically said like,
The metaphorical blow, they said something like that.
yeah, yeah, like they can't count that as defamation in a rap battle.
In a rap battle. And mind you, in the battle, you were egging on certain content to be spoken about, and then lo and behold, here we are. So it's like you can't have it both ways. You can't say tell that dude to just tell that dude that I talked to young girls, whatever. Well, he did that, or allegedly did that. But I don't know. I just feel like it was a waste of time. I also feel like this is speculation, of course, speculation. I feel like he's also bleeding the clock and trying to get his money, and he thought maybe he can get a lick off a lawsuit because I feel like he's starting to realize as notarized as I am, as popular as I am, as quote unquote beloved as I am, there's a dwindle starting. And people don't fuck me like they used to. This is not 2016. Anything I do is
Call
gold.
your big homie. Call your big homie Wayne and ask him how he dealt with it. Call Nicki Minaj and ask her how she dealt with it. Call Jay-Z and ask him how he dealt with it. Everybody has to deal with that decline as an artist. And we see the artists who can deal with it and the artists who cannot.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And he seemed like someone who's not coping well with a potential decline. So I don't know. That's
Do you hear Lil Wayne saying, "Ah, these young rappers, this young music, he's old like all these other niggas." Do you hear him talking about the young niggas?
no, no.
Or is he jumping on the niggas like Corday's song? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
right, right. Embracing.
Come on, man.
Yeah, you know it's funny. I'm glad you said that, Corday, because if you notice Drake in the last 10 years. Let's go 10 years.
He's not getting on no real songs with no real spitters like that.
That's what I'm gonna tell you. Like people haven't
No,
noticed that. Like
no.
you'll do JB Block Boy. You'll
Yeah.
do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Sexy Red.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yeet. Yeah.
Well,
That
what
that's
MC?
that's that's
What?
who that's who he's gonna shine on. That's if I listen to a Yeet verse and then I listen to a Drake verse, same song, I'm gonna be like, damn, Drake killed that.
Yeah, and you'll get Cole on your album with the Super Bowl song, but Cole, not for nothing. Cole was well is he's so peaceful that he'll just like capitulate to you and big you up. Half that verse is him bigging you up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you know, Benny the Butcher has said I have a Drake record for years, but he didn't clear it. We did it together, but he hasn't cleared it yet. I'm like, interesting.
Wayne is the only person he would let outshine him on a record. And that's because that's who put him on.
Right, right. It's crazy. It's interesting times. Mind you, if you think about it,
Maybe Ross or Jay-Z.
yeah.
Maybe.
If you think about it, he's been teasing for a few months now. This Iceman album, this
Well,
Iceman.
I think like what you said. I don't know what Kai Cenat watched. I think it was like a movie or the
Well, he's been doing this series
yeah,
where
Iceman.
like yeah, where it's like episodes, episodic, and then with the episodes, he'll like bleed in some songs from the album, upcoming album, and have you check it out or have that little music videos within. But they haven't been resonating.
So Kai Cenat, biggest streamer in the world, went on his stream and said, "Yo, this shit is ass."
Yeah, and it was.
He
It was a
said, "This
line.
shit is ass." So it's like that's your demographic. That's the young kids. That's what they saying about this shit.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
So
And you want them.
I don't know, man. You gotta deal with it, bro. You're getting older, man.
Yeah, how long do you want to
That
this
shit,
dude?
but that shit is addictive. That limelight, you know. But it's like you're Drake. You'll be able to get money forever.
Yeah, I think so. I think you should be able to, or you should be able to age gracefully because
You could go do a Las Vegas residency.
I don't even think he's there yet for that. I think that's like
Oh, stop it.
I think you know there was a time where
Wait.
what happened?
Stop it.
No, I'm saying I don't think he's that far gone. I think this is like '06, Jay-Z Kingdom Come. All right, I'm getting older now. Let me find my niche to reintroduce myself to a young crowd, but still sell records, do my thing, and be popping. And Jay did that for a few years. He did American Gangster album, and then he would do Blueprint 3. And he still showed, no, I'm a viable commercial artist, just that I'm aging gracefully now. I'm no longer trying to chase the young girls. You know what I'm saying? My content's changing, and I'm still selling records with that's what I'm saying. I'm saying Jay didn't tap out early and say, "All right, time in Vegas." I'm saying Drake, you're still in it. It's just that you got to grow up too.
He don't want to grow up.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm thinking like 20 years from now, maybe it's Vegas residency or 15 years from now, but not right now. You still have it as long as you are willing to embrace you know, the original core parts of you because originally you were so far gone, which means you were vulnerable, you were suburban, you were a lover boy, and you spoke to that sensibility. This whole mafia thing that you do now, the mob,
Did you hear his boss? Did you hear Wayne? Wayne literally said it. There's audio of Wayne saying, I told Drake to stick to the female type of songs.
yeah, that's what works. That's what works. That's what works. That's your bread and butter. Or that should have been your bread and butter. All this mob ties, like, what are we doing? Yeah, mobster.
Anyway, he's done with Drake. Drake is just Drake. I think he reached his peak. I don't think he's ever gonna have the big hit record where everybody's going crazy and talk like those days are done. I think Kendrick put a nail in that coffin. He's just gonna make songs and they're gonna chart and do well because he's Drake and he's still got fans. But
Right.
like right now, does Drake have the hottest song on the radio right now? No.
It's at Eddie's song already right now. I mean,
No.
that's what I'm
No.
saying. And you're trying to release an Iceman album, and the rumor was it was supposed to be in October for your birthday, but I don't hear no.
You see the young niggas is doing you hear the young nigga Cash Cobain got shit popping, you go and get on his shit. Well, leave these young niggas alone, Drake.
Yeah,
Leave them
yeah,
alone.
yeah. Like Like, it's not your speed and it's not your type.
Leave him
You're
alone.
trying to force it.
Leave him alone. Go get your own. Go. Where's the OVO artist? You, you, you get destroyed by Kendrick, and then that's your time to work with Party Next Door, while Party Next Door has literally been screaming and crying his whole career, like,
Yeah, I need help.
I need help. Drake's been stealing my songs and this and that. Like, so now you get destroyed and you feel like now this is the time. Now I can put out this R&B stuff because if anybody says anything, I can just say, yo, that was just me fucking around with Party.
Right, right, right.
You know what I'm saying?
It kind of cheapens the event because it's like you're doing it at gunpoint now.
So
All right.
now, are you embracing Party now? Are you with him I seen him performing. Are you with him? You ain't, it's like he's back on the shelf.
Right, right, right. Like here, it was here today, gone today. Where like,
Hang it up, Drake. Hang it up.
yeah, he needs a real
Make
break.
music, and then he even tried to yeah, it's just it was a lot. What did he say on stage talking about the London? I think London rap is like
That was personal.
you don't know what demographic that you want to fucking steal or ride on, like, bro.
Well, that's car salesman talk. Just like let me just like tap dance for this crowd. I'm here right now.
That's what he do the whole time. Tap dance for everybody.
Real quick, speaking of dancing, you wanted before we leave, you wanted to touch upon that video that somebody got kicked off stage. What happened?
Oh, yeah, man. Just I mean, we didn't have to touch up on it, but it was just funny. Singer Mario kicking the videographer off stage. When you saw that, how do you feel? Because
I barely saw it. I saw the headline and I saw the still shot, but I didn't watch the actual. Like, so here I am. I'm seeing it right now as he's singing to somebody.
no, but you gotta when we get off the phone, listen to
I'm wa-
how
but I watch it right now, and he's like saying people like, "Yo, get this guy off the stage." But oh, I thought he literally kicked him off. So
no,
he's
no, no.
so he's he berates him. He berates him like, "Get
he
off the
said you
stage."
gotta get the fuck off the stage.
But
He's like, yo, man, get the fuck off stage.
why? I got you off the stage for why?
That's the question. He was the videographer that was paid to film the event. He was paid to be there.
I would imagine if you're a videographer, you need shots from different angles, and you may need to be on stage or around stage.
This is artist being a diva. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
That's just all it is. You thinking that you bigger than the fucking program. Like, you're Mario. You haven't had a hit in 20 years.
Right.
Okay?
Like, relax.
Humble, relax, humble yourself. I didn't do my research to see, like, I doubt that was a Mario show.
Right, right.
You were on the ticket. So relax. Let the videographer do their work.
Do you feel like videographers get no respect or less respect?
Yes, we don't get any respect.
How are you disrespected as a videographer? How are you disrespected as a videographer?
People just look at you, you're just a cameraman. They don't look at you as somebody important, which I feel like it's ridiculous in these days where you're going to consume the content that we post. What are you watching on social media? Photos and videos. Who's taking this stuff? Videographers and,
Right.
photographers. So, yeah, they don't it's like when you go to an event and we're the people serving the food.
Mhm.
The people in the black waitresses coming to serve you the plates and giving you the hors d'oeuvres and stuff. People look at us like, oh, you're just the help. Like, people look like I'm here to party. I'm here for the celebrity. I'm backstage. I'm somebody. Who are
Mm.
you? You're nobody. You're supposed to just be taking photos of the celebrity.
There's a hierarchy talk.
Yeah. You ain't nobody. You're supposed to be taking pictures of me. You're just the little cameraman, so
And mind you, people know better because when it comes to a wedding, you don't tell the guests, "Hey, y'all, everybody use their iPhones to take pictures for the night," and it's just
well,
sent to me.
I think
You hire professionals. You hire professionals.
I think there's different on a wedding. I don't get disrespected. If you're the videographer for a wedding, people know that the groom and bride hired you to capture this wonderful day.
Hmm.
So there's a little bit more respect there on a wedding. versus, let's just say, a concert where there may be multiple videographers there.
Mhm,
How does a celebrity respect, the five different videographers? They don't
mhm,
have no respect for them. I mean, the smart ones respect everybody because you never know who is who. But
mhm, mhm.
yeah, man. So
So
like Mario, you probably felt like the videographer was too much on stage and was gonna take away from the performance.
you can't dance like me.
Yeah, but it's like, once again, Mario, you're not on there with 50 choreographed dancers and pyrotechnics, fireworks, and all. Like, you didn't, it's you. And you're
Right,
singing, Come On and Braid My Hair. Like, let the videographer, he should be able to get as close as he wants. Why not embrace the cameraman? Let him get close and give him a little 1-2 so you got a nice video footage.
right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like,
I
why wouldn't you do that?
I've heard of some celebrities, with TMZ out in LA. They after a while, they say, "You know what?" Or with paparazzi, they be like, "Take the picture with them." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Diffuse the situation, and then they'll leave you alone quicker afterwards.
You see what Ross start go look up Ross and TMZ. Ross does that a lot with TMZ. They come up to him asking questions. He's like, no, no, no. Let me put the camera on you. Let me ask you a question. Like, what's
Yeah.
up? And so,
Have fun with it.
yeah, people, I don't know, people crazy. But I
Yeah.
think he addressed it. I think Mario even addressed it and made a post. I didn't even watch it because I didn't want to hear what he had to say about it. But
You were fed up already.
yeah, because you nigga, you're an asshole. You don't have to be an asshole to somebody. That's not somebody who snuck on stage.
Right, right. They were hired to do a
He was
job.
hired. So humble yourself.
Respect the labor of it all. Respect the labor of it.
Humble yourself.
Yeah, respect the
That's all.
labor. Yeah, he didn't bring no backstage pass to like do this. No, no. If you don't respect their labor, then like why should he respect yours? You know what I'm saying? I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. I'm with you on that. There's this hierarchy thing lately with people where my status is this, so I get to dictate my mood and your mood. It's just get over yourself. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that bleeds into like classism and just like the idea of I'm better than you. And I get it. I get it. I get it. You sound like someone who's been definitely ruffled, or you definitely had run-ins with artists and egos
All the time.
all the time.
All the time. You deal with that type of stuff.
Has there been any artist who's been the reverse, super humble to work with and really was like cool, famous
Big
or
Crit,
not? Big crit.
Big Crit. He's humble, down to earth. You can talk to him like he's not a diva. He's pulling up to the video shoot by himself. You know
No
what I'm
kidding.
saying? Yeah.
Shout out to Crit.
Real, real cool.
I never sat with his music too much, but shout out to him. Shout out to him. All right, interesting, interesting. Well, yo, my daughter's killing me. She wants to hang out. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go enjoy that family time.
yeah, man. So
We out.
we'll touch base, y'all. Be
Yes,
safe.
sir. It's
Later,
good
later.
talking to you, cuz.